Our next guests are part of a show up at the Warner Theater in Torrington that started way back on television with Julie Andrews. It's Cinderella. It's a classic story. It's a wonderful musical, and it is coming starting tomorrow, right, to the Warner Theater. I want you to say hello to Marcia Maslow, who is the fairy godmother, and director Jonathan Zalewski to her right. And there's a homecoming for both of them. And so we'll first say good morning.
Good morning.
And we'll start with the young lady, because this is not your first rodeo when it comes to Cinderella, but it's your first time doing the fairy godmother. Take us through the past.
Yeah, so 20 years ago, I had the great privilege of playing the title character, Cinderella, at the Warner Theater. And you fast forward to present time, and Jonathan and the production team cast me as the fairy godmother, which, you know, I keep saying it's a full circle moment, but to be able to play an iconic role as the fairy godmother to a young woman, a Cinderella, who's really looking to find herself and looking to dream. And I think that's the message, you know, that young people should have a role model to champion them, and cheer them on.
Absolutely. And we'll go back to that in just a second. But also, I mean, not to be outdone, you've got a past as well, right?
Yes. I was 8 years old when I was in the audience watching Marcia Maslow play Cinderella on the Warner stage. And 20 years later, here we are in this situation where I get to...
You were 8. She wasn't much older
I was
playing
2.
Cinderella.
Right.
But let's talk about that for a second, because as a director who's seen the show, and Marcia was talking about, the roles of different parts there and different schematics, but how do you look at it differently?
It's interesting being able to shape it through my eyes, because there are key moments that I remember from her production that take me back, and I think, how do we honor those in our production while still making it our own?
Yeah, I would bet that as a director that is a challenge, because as we said, it's a tried and true timeless story that you just kind of want to put your little spin on it. So what can audiences expect?
Well, when we're presenting Cinderella in 2025, we have to give her a little bit more authority over her life. She's in charge, and she's going to take the story into her direction. And part of that is calling on her fairy godmother to help her out.
Yeah.
But everybody can expect some magic. They can expect some great music. It's so much fun.
It's almost like when you talk about an independent Cinderella, it's almost like she wants to say to the fairy godmother, I got this.
Exactly.
We're good.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, I was thinking, at the very least, and tell me if this is easier or more difficult, you've played 2 roles now in the show. They're both good. There's no evil here.
No.
You're not playing one of the evil stuff.
No.
So is it easier, or to just kind of adjust the goodness?
It is, I think, with maturity. Like, I can see a lot. I was just saying to Jonathan earlier that there's a moment in the show where I look at the phenomenal actress Jenna, who's playing Cinderella, and I'm like, wow, that was me. Like, and it's that juxtaposition of, wow, that was me 20 years ago, and it's emotional.
Do you find yourself accidentally singing her songs?
Maybe. Maybe backstage.
Well, okay, that's fair. I would love to see that little bipolarness on stage. That would make it interesting, that you can make it your own, certainly that way. Let's put the information up on the screen again. They've got seven performances starting, and here it comes. Get ready. Tickets are available up at the Warner Theater, beautiful Warner Theater in Torrington, fox61.com, and we will link you to them. Break a leg, Ms. Maslow.
Thank you.
Nice to see you. And continued. So, do we say break a leg to the director?
Sure, why not?
Break a leg. There you go. Nice to have you.